Alright friends, so I'm going to skip the wireless microphone today, so there's going to be some audio that's not as good. The first project is to finish topping off the radiator and then to add some washers to move it out a little bit. And then this cross member that I removed has got to be put back, so I'm going to move it forward just a little bit. Any of my sharp-eyed armchair mechanics, I bent this a little bit yesterday when I picked it up by the tow hook. Naughty me. It'll be fine. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. So the feedback I got was that this prevents stress on the radiator. I don't see how stress would transfer to the radiator, but yeah, that's what I was told, because this assembly here is what the radiator is attached to, and it's attached to the frame. So again, you're not going to stretch this piece of 3/16 inch steel. But whatever, I will put the cross member back. If nothing else, it protects the lower edge of the radiator. So that's the, but first I'm going to top this off. So let me get set up for that. All right, so I've got a disposable water pump from Harbor Freight. I've set that to max. And I've got some disposable tubing from Home Depot. Really not disposable, it's meant to be reused, but the reality is it's going to get used once, and I'm happy if it never works again. So I think I'm going to use the end that has the flag in it. And so let's see if we've set this up right. There we go. Yeah, that'll kind of work. Yeah, so I'm going to use the price tag. Actually, I'm going to rip tag off because I had visions of it being stuck in the cooling system, and I really don't need that, so we're not going to tempt Murphy today. I'm impressed that didn't break the gloves. Be right back. Okay, so I'm going to find which one of these has a hole in it. That's the first one I want to use. There we are. I think that's this one. Oh yeah, I see the hole. So the hole is there, so I've lost a small amount of coolant. Fortunately, I caught it before it was too much. At $30 a gallon, yeah, I'm going to shake it, try to get the drops. Alright, so let's just see where that gets us. So I'm going to mix it first. Now, I'm sad to say I'm not clever enough to have come up with this pump in a bucket idea. I got that from the folks on the Wanderlodge Owners Group, so they've been tremendously helpful. Alright, let's go fishing. So it appears the pump has a head height of about this far. Quality. So we'll start early with the game of knock it over. So, reasonably confident this is going to take more, and I put 2 gallons of distilled in yesterday. Alright, more winning. Took the foil out this time. Yeah, no, this isn't very exciting for y'all at least. Oh, sorry, you probably know you can see what I'm doing. Alright, maybe that'd be better. Yeah, well. Sorry, it looks like horror film lighting. So, what we got going on here, we're just slowly adding coolant that's semi-mixed. Again, well, this is a very imperfect science. This is a temporary solution to allow it to go home. Alright, so I don't think you guys need to watch it fill, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, so it's full to the bottom of the rim. I think that's good enough. So it took about 5 gallons of coolant. Okay, whatever. I've got 3 gallons of water and 2 gallons of coolant as spares. I'm good with that. At some point I will drain the entire system, flush it, and refill it. So I'm also good with, you know, I'm good with the fact that it's temporary and that this is just going to get me through. Alright, so next I'm going to start on the spacers. Let me grab the washers and clear this out of the way. Alright, so for my next magic trick, I'm going to add spacers. And I know I'm on the right track because there's already a spacer back here. So when I bought coolant at Napa, it was expensive, okay? Like, they didn't do me any favors on the price of the coolant, but they couldn't look up the SKU on the washers, so they gave them to me for free. That was kind of nice. So I think I'm going to put 4. That's going to give me some nice space there. Of course, consistent with Murphy's Law, if it can drop on the ground, it will drop on the ground. Let's see if we can. Alright. So, the first issue is I need longer bolts. So let me go get those, and I'll be back, because I can't do anything without that. Okay, so these bolts aren't long enough, but these are also 1/2 by 12. So they're 1/2 inch, 12 threads per inch, which was apparently common on old heavy equipment. And it's obsolete. So I'm putting 1/2 by 13, and I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. And I will deal with that when I get it back to Houston. There we go. And because I'm being naughty and putting 13-inch thread or 13 threads per inch into a 12 threads per inch hole, that's as good as it's gonna get. That one got good purchase, this one did not. Again, it just is what it is. Looks like I might have a third. Let's see if there's actually a thread there. No, but if I welded something. So what's going to happen is I'm going to drill those out, and I'm going to weld a nut on the front side of this, and on the other side I'm going to make a hinge. That won't be that difficult. I'll actually make a nice hinge and weld on there. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough to get us home. So next, I gotta deal with drilling these out. So let me get set up for that. All right, so this is gonna probably take a while because we're gonna drill. So we're gonna drill right there. Oh no. Shit. I know exactly what that noise was. Shit. Alright, well that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Alright. Well, that was my radiator cap. Alright, 7/32 our first, and we're just going to step up. Next up is a 1/4. And 3/8. And finally 1/2 inch. Let's switch to high torque mode. All right, let me go get it and see if it fits. All right, moment of truth. Does it fit? Yes. One down, one to go. So, because this isn't really the best setup, I'm going to back this one out and put thread lock on it because I need it to hold for the whole trip to Houston. I'm using thread locker M243. It's a Loctite 242 substitute. I've used it for a while. Used it on the Jeep. I was really hoping it wouldn't have done that. I see bad things there, but I think I can get. I think I can get this to go back together. All right. So I'm just going to squeeze a bunch of it in there. To be bigger. I'm going to cut this open. Alright, that is on there, so let me get this one tight. Good enough. Now to that, is going to have to be done by hand because that hole is just a little too close. I don't have the clearance. So let me go get a 3/4 inch wrench. All right, so this is going to take a while. There we go. All right. Now we have the bumper back on. All right, so a little bit to this. Set that over there. Oh, actually, you know what? That has to go in first. That's right. Let me go get that. Right back. Caught my glove twice. All right. Over there. Ah, shit, that was what I was trying to avoid. Hopefully I didn't lose any bolts. Yeah, I'm working on gravel here, so anything's possible. Alright. There's no good place to put these. These all need to be replaced. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. One of many things these have gone through. Oh, amazingly, it didn't break. So that has to be fixed. It's too long, so I'm gonna go get some cutters and try and fix this. there for the moment. I'll be right back. So this tubing is just way too long, and that causes it to either hang in front of the radiator or rub on the radiator, neither of which are good for it. Alright, so that one's fixed. That's good enough. This whole thing needs to be gone through and these lines replaced. So let me get these, I'll put on here. Some of the bolts have paint. Alright, these gloves are not helping me. I'm not really working with anything super dirty right now. Interesting, there's a footprint on this grill. I sure as hell didn't put it there. That means it's been out and somebody stepped on it. That's weird. Alright, that looks good. Let me get this set up and secured. need to go back here. I'm missing bolts. Yeah, I have a hunch this swings out. I'm not gonna mess with that right now, but I have a hunch that I need to go back here to do some wiring. So I don't think we're done. Next, we're gonna put the bumper on. Because that's gonna get us done with this segment. So, step one is to get the bolts in place, and part of step one is putting thread lock on them. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Surprisingly easy. Awesome. Oh, gravel is so comfortable. There we go. All right. All right, so these are something of a pain in the butt to get to from in front, but with the bus up a little bit, it's way easier. Yeah, that's the one that's a pain in the ass. All right. Other than the botched radiator cap, we're good. The radiator cap rattled down, fan hit it, destroyed it. I gotta buy another radiator cap. So, got pieces of it. Actually, that's the critical piece. I'm hoping I can borrow the other one and go hunt for one. Yeah, not worried about that. Maybe those will come off. All right, so far so good. That concludes the radiator gremlins. They've been vanquished. Now I've got some electrical gremlins on the engine that need to be given attention.